Japanese culture today is so prominent. From video games, anime, architecture, and food, Japan has impacted not only social media, but the world as a whole. It seems that everything around us takes a piece of inspiration from Japanese culture. But how did a culture so rich in vibrance rebuild itself from nuclear devastation? Let's discuss. In 1945, the bombing in Nagasaki and Hiroshima left Japan in nuclear devastation. Japan was forced to rebuild under the occupation of Allied forces. They knew it was going to be a challenge. Materials were scarce during this period of uncertainty, which led to the creation of the first post-war toy, which was a toy Jeep. This toy was made from recycled tin cans left behind from the Allied troops. The success of these toys caught the attention of America, and it led to the authorization to sell Japanese toys in the American market. Japan's inclusion in the global market was a sign of promising start in the rebuild for the economy. American food cans were repurposed into toys, and the sales then generated aiding in food and other economic benefits for Japan. After the success of the toy Jeep, Japan's following toys embodied post-war themes. For example, the atomic robot. The name itself referenced the atomic bomb, but the packaging included a mushroom cloud in the sky, which added to the continued nuclear references. Following the path of technological advantage, Japan's national goals shifted from ruling a Pacific empire to achieving material prosperity. This was influenced by the Western lifestyle introduced through mass media. The idea of progressing through the trauma played a huge role in Japan's first post-war blockbuster, in GODZILLA. We're all familiar with this classic film. Godzilla is one of the most iconic monsters of all time. The destruction of Tokyo is revisited in this movie, but with a twist. Elements of destruction and terror are used to drive a narrative experience that Japan used after rebuilding. Audiences could entertain the notion of destruction without guilt by engaging with the movie. The nuclear references and themes didn't stop at movies. This carried over to the foundation of manga and anime, and thus Astro Boy was born. Tezuka Osamu, the creator of the manga, was only 18 when the World War II ended. In the late 1940s, resources were limited, but that didn't stop Tezuka from joining a group of young artists and small publishers in Osaka. One of their earliest creations was an inexpensive comic book printed with red ink on rough paper. Astro Boy was a symbol of the future while also addressing post-war traumas. In the manga, Astro Boy was rejected by his father and thus became an orphan. This symbolized the Japanese youth who helped build the post-war technology while at the same time growing up without fathers. Many of the fathers were either lost in the war or grew emotionally distant from their kids due to their strict and traditional upbringing. As Japan's economy grew, the entertainment industry expanded and continued to get the support of the government. The government recognized its importance in shaping its national identity, unlike the pre-war era, when toy production and other creative projects were restricted to conserve materials. The post-war era saw a push to promote cultural industries. Manga in particular proved to be impactful. It addressed many of the issues in everyday Japanese life. As time went on, the impact left behind by Godzilla and Astro Boy was seen more in entertainment. The iconic Studio Ghibli produced a film titled Grave of the Fireflies. This movie revolves around two orphans living through the final months of the war. Based on a book with the same name, at first viewers thought the movie was an anti-war film, but the movie really focused on the personal tragedies and the mental toll that war can bring on people. Depicting the trauma from the war in media might be linked to the Sigmund Freud theory of repetition compulsion, which, for those of you unfamiliar, it is a theory that suggests people may repeat traumatic experiences or engage in painful thoughts in order to heal themselves from the trauma. However, a theory like this may only work when an individual is met with a traumatic experience and they respond differently, thus overcoming the pain. This concept can apply to Japan and how they attempted to re-experience the atomic trauma in a safe manner through entertainment. Regardless if this theory can really apply to Japan or not, the amount of post-war media can open the door for conversations that maybe wouldn't have been had before. Even though Japan pre-war and post-war committed numerous war crimes, its society struggled with the aftermath. Some struggled or flat out avoided talking about the war. That's why comfort and entertainment is and was important. It provided a means not only for reflection, but most importantly, emotional processing. Thanks for watching.